Hey, this is Eb. I'm back here again with an interesting guitar. A friend of mine, Morris, brought this in, and it is, at first appearance, it was kind of a mystery to me. Uh, I could tell kind of the time period of it. I was like, oh, it's like a 70s or 80s guitar. But I did not realize until a closer inspection, this is a hand built right here in the USA, small builder. Um, Out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's a Pimentel and Sons, and I'm not sure exactly when they started. They've got a website. I'll put the link up to it. But he brought it in, and it needed a little bit of adjustment. And he said, I don't think it has a truss rod adjustment on it. Is there something we can do to it? Well, I got looking in there, and there is a truss rod adjustment, but it doesn't have access through this transverse brace. It's on the neck block way up under here, so you can get to it. It's just not easy. I got in there and it was a different looking socket than I was used to. So I looked them up and I got to call them up. Look them up. They're still making guitars. This one's from 1982. They're still making them. And in Albuquerque, New Mexico, got them on the phone, talked to them, super nice guys, and they were able to help me figure out what tool to use to get it adjusted. If you are watching this and you have one, it is a regular Allen wrench. It's just a different type socket than you're used to seeing. It has a lot more points on it, kind of like uh, how some of the sockets sets will have there's some that'll just have a point for every corner and some that'll have doubled. It looks kind of like that. So talking to them, still making great guitars. I got to do a little bit of adjustment on this and just kind of get it all cleaned up for them and adjust the action and the saddle and the nut height for him. A lot of really cool features, all mahogany, solid mahogany back and sides, and I'm trying to think, mahogany neck. It's got some made in West Germany shallers on there, which also helps you to date it. West and East Germany was only a thing from after World War II till the early 90s. So if you see those tuners, or if you don't see it mentioned on anything, if you're like, oh, if it just says made in Germany, that means it's either past the early 90s or before World War II. And usually you can tell if it's one or the other. You'd be like, oh well, this is old, so it must be if it just says Germany before World War II. If it's not terribly old, it's probably after the 90s or later. So just a fun little thing, and I do believe those are original to this guitar. It looks to me like somebody changed the pick guard on it at some point, which looks fine enough. But one of the really neat features is this little ornamentation on the bridge right here. I just thought it looked kind of a nice, weird little kind of inlay relief. And then upon further inspection, you won't be able to see this necessarily, maybe through the video, but it's like a mini sound hole. There's sound that comes through here, and I don't know if that was just for aesthetics or if they really wanted to let a little extra sound out through that area. So that's like an inlaid cross over a round hole that's under there. Also, upon further inspection, they have a very unique bracing system. I don't know if this is theirs or not. I definitely haven't messed with the guitar with it. It has an X brace behind the bridge with a parallel. I mean, just a straight across brace up here that they kind of tie into. So it's a very very different. Not intuitive to what my knowledge of building is, but it sounds fantastic. It also has one of those cool old kind of little block looking Barkus Berry pickups in there. I don't know if that came with it or somebody added it later, but I know they're pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and give a little sound sample. If you see one of these, I highly recommend picking one up. It's well made. This one's aged terribly well. Everything's in good working order on it. After this is 41 years old and it's in great shape. I'd definitely rather have one of these than a late 70s, early 80s Martin or Gibson. They were overbuilding stuff back then. So and I highly recommend checking out their website. The link will be down there in the description. They're still building guitars, and they do all kind of custom stuff, beautiful things. So check out their new stuff. But this is a review on one of their old ones. So. Sorry for any tuning imperfections there. I'm not good at playing up the neck, but it still plays great up the neck. Doesn't need a neck reset or anything like that. If it doesn't come through on your end, because I'm just recording on a Shure 88 iPhone microphone, this is not a studio setup. There's a lot of beautiful overtones on this guitar. So. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please hit that like button down there. That really helps me out a lot. Helps me out with their algorithms, so they let other people know that this video is up, as well as my channel. If you like this kind of stuff and you'd like to see more of it, hit the subscribe button down there, and you'll get notifications when I put out new videos. And if you know somebody who you think would enjoy this video, go ahead and hit that little arrow button, and it'll let you send it to someone directly, either through direct messaging of any kind, or email, or texting, whatever it is, and then people will actually see it. Sometimes the reason I always point that out is a lot of the social media platforms, if you share it on your feed, something like a Facebook does not want people leaving their website to go to YouTube, so they make sure and kind of squash and don't let people see YouTube videos. So if you enjoyed this, and you want someone to actually see it, go ahead and send it through direct messaging, and then your friends will see it. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more fun videos like this.